what's up, y'all? What's up, Chubby, Markeith, Boris? There we go. I got my mic. There we go. Here, what's up, y'all? Put this shit back, so. Is hip hop anti-black? To be more specific, is mainstream hip hop anti-black? Let's get into it. Start off by saying Sunday. I know I told y'all this week. I just got too busy this week filming my documentary, but Sunday we're gonna be back at it. Going at the. For those of you on Patreon, subscribe to Patreon right now. Subscribe to my Patreon right now. We're gonna go to the next level on how they destroy black music, on the destruction of black music. On my Patreon series on Sunday, we're gonna go deeper than what we're gonna go here, but we're gonna talk about it today. We're gonna talk about it right now from a social point of view, and you're gonna get a complete show from me today on a social point of view of why hip hop on this statement and what Malcolm Jamal Warner had to say. And on Sunday on Patreon, we're going to go behind the scenes and go into some of the laws and some of the rules within the industry, unwritten rules. But if you're a musician, we all know the rules that, so we're going to go into that on Sunday. All right. And that's going to be Sunday on Patreon. The Conspiracy to Destroy Black Music. What's up? Got the super sticker in the building. What's up, Peer character punching the air with fist and bump, written on his knuckles. All right. We're going to get into it, though. Because what we're going to do is we're going to play the video that Malcolm Jamal Warner, I got this off Art of Dialogue. It's on my Twitter. I got it on Art of Dialogue's channel on his Twitter. Like I said, I play a lot of his clips. That's why I always want to shout him out, because that brother's doing the Lord's work with his interviews and the things that he reposts. So I'm a big, I really appreciate what he does for the culture. You dig what I'm saying? So we don't get into that, to what he said. But before we get into what he said, man, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank all y'all who have donated to It's Bigger Than Hip Hop, the Black American Music Family Tree. I've been able to get back in the lab. Yesterday, we interviewed my man, Kenneth Crouch. He gave us some good information on with this one here. We about to go all the way deep on this next episode of It's Bigger Than Hip Hop, the Black American Music Family Tree. We're going at hip hop's gospel roots. See, when we finish this one, it's going to be no doubt. And we got a whole series to go, but we about to come out swinging with a left and a right hook. And we got some of the musicians, that's J-Mo. We got some of the musicians behind some of the biggest hits in hip-hop history, in R&B history. They're going to tell their point of view about where the music comes from. And then we're going to break all down the gospel roots and the gospel elements that are all intertwined in what we know is rock, pop, R&B. This is what we said yesterday. We was here with it. And those of you on my Patreon documentary insider level, y'all about to get some good rare behind the scenes footage. Y'all about to get some behind the scenes footage. That's J-Mo playing the guitar. Those of you on the higher level, on the documentary insider level and up, I'm about to get some Patreon footage of this right here. Look at this right here. This is J-Mo just getting off. Y'all hear that? Man, shit. That's my man Hassan, co-creator. That's the co-creator of the documentary right there, Hassan. He gets all of the work done. I got to give Hassan Hayes all of his credit, man. That's my guy right there. There would be no documentary series if not for my man Hassan's constant encouragement and telling me, nah, man, you gotta move, man. You gotta move now. You gotta move now. You gotta move now. I ain't one of them old cornball ass niggas that's gonna go around acting like I'm the one that do it all. And everybody gotta be around me and I'm the guy. Hell nah. I gotta give equal credit to my man Hassan Hayes, man. This motherfucker is cold behind that camera. I got a part in this here on Sunday. I got a part in this where that's J-Mo right there, and he's playing the chords that he played. He's giving an example of some of the gospel chords he played on that song "Giving You the Best of Me" by Anthony Hamilton. He wrote that song and produced it. J-Mo wrote on Jasmine Sullivan's last album, Hotels. He wrote, we got the story behind, Come Home, and the song that he did with Anderson .Paak and Andre 3000. Yeah, that's the first song on the Ventura album. Ain't nobody beg anymore. And so he giving you that gospel connection. So we going all the way deep into it's bigger than hip hop, the Black American music family tree. Which transitioning to this topic that we talking about here today. Is hip hop anti-black? Or is mainstream hip hop anti-black? Let's go into what Malcolm Jamal Warner said. We're going to play the whole clip, and then we're going to come back, and then we're going to break it down and parse down what he said, all right? Well, I'm going to play most of the clip. All right, so let's listen to what he said, and then we're going to come back, all right?
Unfortunately, the success of hip-hop is predicated upon being anti-black.
Explain. Expound.
When you listen to the hip-hop that gets the exposure, right? Conscious hip-hop isn't getting exposure. The messages in hip-hop that get the exposure are misogyny, murder, mayhem, and disrespect of fellow black people, right? That's not all of the hip-hop that exists.
Right, but that's what mainly
That's what gets, like you can't have a popular hip-hop song without using the N-word.
Or calling women horrible names.
Yeah, it's like our black music has somehow become anti-black, and it's been so normalized that it gets right by us.
And it just did with me.
Yeah, the conditioning, the programming it's so powerful. Like in all of my poetry, I constantly talk about my love-hate relationship with hip-hop. Right, but when those of us who are hip hop purists and we talk about how the younger generation, the hip hop is trash, well, we're complicit in that because the younger generation grew up watching us and listening to us, listen to what we listen to. The content isn't different. The skill set may not be as great, right? The execution may not be as great as was artistically, but the content really is the same. And most of that content to be black music, again, is really, a lot of it's anti-black.
I wanted to give I wanted y'all to get his full thought. And I think Malcolm Jamal Warner did a great job explaining himself. When I first heard it, I was like, okay, when you first hear that, my first thought was, is this nigga about to tap dance and coon for them white folks? But then I listened and I was like, no. And and I've said similar things over the time. And so we're going to break that down piece by piece. And I like what he did. First off, I'm not going to sit here and lie. It's for me, hip hop has never been my number one. Rap/hip hop has never been my number one. My number one has always been more the rhythm and blues style, soul music, funk. That's more so been my number one as far as genres of music to listen to. When I pull out these, like for me personally, I'm gonna give you guys my biases, and then we're gonna get further into it. I'm gonna give y'all my biases. When I pull these motherfuckers out, it's straight up R&B, 70s, and then after I listened to 70s R&B, I jumped to current R&B from Erykah Badu up through Anderson .Paak. As a matter of fact, Tank and the Bangers just dropped a new album today, the second part of the album, and it is beautiful. Melodically is, oh my God, I love it. She's quoting her poetry, Tank. She dropped a beautiful album today, Tank and the Bangers, out of New Orleans. But I jumped from 70s R&B to current R&B, but not the radio R&B. I'm more so into Anderson .Paak, Thundercat, Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, Anthony Hamilton. That's what I'm gonna listen to after the 70s. And then from there, I'm gonna go back to the 80s and listen to R&B. And then after that, I'm going into jazz. I'm going into Miles Davis, John Coltrane, Duke Ellington, Count Basie, my favorite. And then from there, I'm going to modern jazz. I'm listening to some Kamasi Washington, some Robert Glasper, jazz and R&B from him. Stevie Wonder, jazz. I'm listening to some Chick Corea, some Weather Report, Herbie Hancock, a lot of Herbie Hancock, a lot of George Duke. And then after that, I get to my rap/hip hop. But I listen to it all because I probably listen to music 4 hours a day. Sometimes 6 hours a day I listen to music. So I listen to a lot of music. So those are my biases. So I'm going to jump off and just let you guys know up front what my biases are. So you guys aren't coming in later on like, what just let you know right now, all right? So Obi Tucker said, Meek said himself, yeah, it gets pushed back from if you're trying to do positive music. Yep. So I wanted to start off just letting y'all know where I stand. And with that being said, with rap/hip hop probably being 4 or 5 down the list for me, it being 4 or 5 down the list for me means I probably still listen to more of it than you do. Because that's how much music I consume daily. I'm not much of a TV person. Like, I pay DirecTV for my wife. I like my wife to have a good time and have some shit to watch. That's for her. TV for her. You know, I watch some stuff on TV, but I'm into that music. And so that's why when I listen to a Jay-Z song, I can tell you where the fuck he got that line from. That niggas like Jay-Z don't impress people like me because he's stolen so many fucking lines. I'm just going, blah, blah, blah. He took this from that. He took that from this. Drake. That kind of music doesn't impress me because I like originals. When I listen to Earth and the Fire, I don't hear them playing Fats Domino. When I listen to Parliament Funkadelic, I don't hear them playing Louis Jordan. When I listen, they play their own shit. Now they may have a twist on some stuff, but they play their own shit. When I listen to Confunction, them niggas ain't playing, they not playing Archie Bell and the Drills. Archie Bell and the Drills ain't playing the originals. The originals ain't playing the dramatics. And the Four Tops ain't trying to sound like the Flamingos. But and then Big Daddy Kane ain't trying to sound like KRS-One. Ice Cube ain't trying to sound like Dougie Fresh. Dougie Fresh ain't trying to, that's how it was up until you get to Jay-Z. Then this nigga, I'm like, God damn, wait, hold on. Ice-T said 99 Problems with a Bitch Ain't One. That's his song. Lauryn Hill said I add a motherfucker so you ignorant niggas can hear me. That's her line. Eddie Murphy said, baby girl, you treat me like Annie Mother. God damn, this nigga said a lot of shit. But that's another topic. Because Jay-Z is a part of hip-hop being anti-black. But let's go back to the video. By the way, yes, I said that. We're done kneeling. Remember that? We're done kneeling. Hey, is mainstream hip-hop anti-black? That's why on my music tree, if y'all see, at the top, I have mainstream hip-hop. Let's go to my music tree, then we're going to break all this back down. On my right here, on my Black American Music Family Tree, what do you see right here? At the top, what do you say? Mainstream hip-hop. I made sure to distinguish hip-hop from hip-hop. But we're going to go with hip-hop with what Malcolm Jamal Warner says. So let's go through this bit by bit, and let's break down what he said from my perspective, and then I'm going to get some of y'all calls.
Excellent.
unfortunately, the success of hip hop is predicated upon being anti-Black.
Explain.
Let's break that down. Let's break that down. And I like this sister right here. She just looked like every auntie or your mama, your grandmama's friend, Pearl. She just looked like all of my grandmama's friends. So I've never seen her show before, but salute to her. But she just seems like that Black woman we're all used to being around. All right, Miss Pearly. Well, anyway, so he said hip hop is predicated upon being anti-Black. Okay, let's get into that. Mainstream music is anti-Black. We'll get deeper into this on Sunday for those on Patreon. But when the music industry really made that shift in the late 70s, they started taking the militancy out of our music. That's why in 71, 72, you have songs by Stevie Wonder, songs like "You Haven't Done Nothing." Like this is, if you go into songs like that, you hear the protests of James Brown's "Funky President." Let me film. Let's play some music examples. Back then, and we on Patreon, we gonna play some real life music. But y'all know this song right here by Stevie Wonder. Y'all have all heard this song right here. Mind you, he played that song with an augmented keyboard, with a pedal. That's the sound that he got from Bernie Worrell. Bernie Worrell did that first. And so what you now know is that was now worldwide that keyboard with the distortion pedal. That was the first popular song done with that. This song right here. But before that, Bernie Worrell did it before Stevie Wonder. But anyway, that's I'm a music nerd. I'm sorry. But let's look at the lyrics. This is what Black music sounded like when we touched it. When it was our sound, before it got bastardized by a bunch of bastards. This is what our music sounded like. Songs like "You Haven't Done Nothing." We are amazed but not amused by all the things you said that you'll do. And this was pop music for us. Though much concerned but not involved with decisions that are made by you. We are sick and tired of hearing that song. Telling us how you're going to change right from wrong. Because if you really want to hear our views, you haven't done nothing. That was written out of the Nixon administration into the Gerald Ford administration. And that was a sign coming to Jimmy Carter. This is the tone of Black America before the Carter administration. Y'all know this song. Y'all know this song right here. Y'all know this shit right here.
So much concern, but not involved with decisions that...
Come on now. We made protest music sound good than a motherfucker, didn't we? But by the time you get to the late 70s, you started seeing the messages get pulled back. And the messages started to have to get coded more. So you still have militancy in music in the late 70s. I'm over here showing y'all my playlist. Man, my music playlist is real. Where's that song I want to go to? By Earth, and Fire. As you get later on into the 70s, the music had to get more coded. And Earth, and Fire was really good at coding music. They would say things like, when you're dealing with things like, they would have songs like "Share Your Love," and the music industry shitted on this album. By the way, Faces. But as time went on, you started to pull back the direct militancy, and the music had to go. I'm looking for the song. Where is the song? Where is it? Where is it? Oh shit. Well, I can use this song right here. Songs like "That's the Way of the World." It's still militancy within the music, but it's much more coded. It's talking about the world in a much more general fashion. So in the 70s, R&B started to regress from 74 to 75 to 76, 77, 78. Clive Davis, Columbia Records, and that plan to destroy black music was already starting to take effect. And then by the time you get to the late 70s, Earth and Fire made one of the most spiritual albums you could ever make. This album, Faces. And they completely shitted on this. This came out in 1980. And the record industry did everything they could to sabotage this album. Because this album right here, it perfectly coded a lot of messages of freedom for black people. But it coded the messages within metaphysical style music. The music sounds like a damn Bobby Hemmett lecture. When you listen to songs like Take It to the Side, this song right here, they don't even have the lyrics here for you. Let me see if they have Take It to the Sky over on Spotify. They don't even have the lyrics for you right here. Come on now, I want to show y'all the lyrics of this song to show you, because we're starting at R&B, and then we're going to go into hip-hop, because I know a lot of you dunces out there be like, well, this isn't hip-hop. I know, stupid. I'm giving you where hip-hop came from. Hip-hop got to where it got because the shit was taken out of R&B. Had they never fucked with R&B, hip-hop would have never had its own thing going on at once. Hip-hop would have never had its own thing going on at once. They had to kill off R&B for hip-hop to live. So chill, nigga, chill. All right? Let me see if I can get the lyrics. Where are the lyrics? Where are the lyrics? Where are the lyrics? Here we go. Here we go. This is a song like what Earth and the Fire and Parliament Funkadelic got really good at coding messages. This is a song that comes off like a love song to people, but it's not a love song between a man and a woman. This is a love song and a letter to life, and it's talking about letting go your bullshit. It's talking about how you found. It's talking about letting your life fly. Talking about how you used to stop and wonder and compare your life to other people, but then you got to find through your desire what's going on with you. And then when it gets to this part right here is where I love it. I love this part right here when it gets to this part. Life is a word you live, strong as the vibe you give. Living in happiness is knowing that you've been blessed. Learning to fly, it seems, is learning to live your dreams. You see that? That's basically telling you to let that shit go. Let your bullshit go and fly. So Earth and Fire was really doing stuff like this. You had Parliament, on the other hand, doing this. This is what Parliament was doing with their spirituality. Like, before 74, they allowed us to be a little more upfront and blunt with our militancy, with our spirituality, with the messages of empowerment. You got that in the late 60s, early 70s. But by the time you get to the late 70s, they have to start really coding what the message is in the music. They have to really start coding. Now, where's that album? Where is it? Where's the song that I wanted to get to? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? No, I could do. No. I'm not going to do Let's Play House. Where is... Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Let me see here. I'm over here. What screen y'all looking at? Are y'all still looking at my... Oh, shit, my bad. Y'all was still over here looking at Apple. I had y'all. I can go back to that. Y'all still over here looking at Apple. My bad, y'all. I had y'all looking at Apple when I was over on Spotify. My bad. Well, anyway, we over here now. Let's go back to Apple. Let's go back to Apple. Because this is another song I want to play for you. But this song isn't This song isn't on Spotify. You got to get it to my Apple library. Where is it? 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 Where's One Nation? One Nation, One Nation, One Nation, One Nation, One Nation. Here we go. Here we go. Ah, shit, I ain't got no lyrics over here either. Damn it. Let me just come back over here. Let me just come back over here to Spotify. I thought I had, let me go back. My bad, y'all. I thought I had it on Spotify. Okay, be back over here. Let's go back to this song right here. One Nation Under the. This song is militancy within party music. This song is talking about racism and the bullshit we deal with as Black Americans. One Nation. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. This song is talking about racism and oppression. So high, so wide you can't get around it. So low you can't get under it. So high you can't get over it. And then what is the first thing George Clinton says in these lyrics? This is a chance to dance your way out of your constrictions. Basically what he's talking about when he's talking about this song, bullshit is something that's too high to get around, too wide to get around, too high to get over, too wide to get around. So you gotta dance your way through it. You can't sit around and be moaning around, be weeping and crying and sobbing along. You got to dance your way through your bullshit. This was Parliament Funkadelic's way of telling you, coding within the music, we have to find our own way through our bullshit. And on Sunday's class, we're gonna get even deeper into this. So, this shit got killed off when the 80s came. When the 80s came, you didn't get no more of these kind of lyrics. When the 80s came, R&B got real powder puff. It got real, you know, no disrespect to any of the artists, but when the 80s came, the music got real sanitized on the R&B side of the game. They weren't putting too much militancy within the music anymore. Or at all. They weren't even coding bullshit. They basically, System of Survival, Earth and the Fire came back when 88. They coded some stuff in that. But when Let's Groove came out, so in comes hip hop. In comes rap hip hop. Because Black people, we need some kind of a message in our music. That's just who we are. We need a message in our music. And if we can't get a message in our music, we gonna find it. So it opened up the floodgates. It opened up the floodgates for rap hip hop to now take off. I love this song by Bobby Womack. Y'all know the song? I love that song right there. My bad. I just love that song right there. This song is about getting with groupies.
Seemed like she had a whole lot of time on her hands.
My bad. YouTube don't strike me. I love that song by Bobby Womack. Well, anyway, when the 80s came along, they took all that shit out of our music. So hip hop came around, and hip hop gave us that when they dropped the message, Melly Mel. When the message dropped, that gave us what we needed. You dig what I'm saying? And that's Public Enemy, NWA. Like, people always say NWA, like, like a lot of you East Coast, not East, let me take the back, not East Coast, specifically New York niggas be the main ones talking about, hip hop died when NWA came out. Man, did you listen to fucking lyrics? Like on songs like Dope Man? This is what happened. We weren't getting this in the set. We weren't getting this in our music in the 80s through R&B. So since we weren't getting it through R&B, we had to get it through rap. And songs like Dope Man came around. Because in LA, this is what we seeing. We seeing the gold chains. We seeing the flashy lifestyle. I grew up, my elementary school, Coliseum Elementary, it used to be this white Lamborghini. Every morning during recess, this white Lamborghini was going to be leaving the jungles and going down Coliseum Boulevard and then make that left down Chesapeake, and we'd all be like, ooh. That's how it was growing up in the 80s. Like when we as kids, the dope man had the dopest shit. And your parents worked all goddamn day and had a fucking Chevy that was breaking down. So we had that. That's what we had going on at the time. And so this is what we seeing on the streets in LA. And the only thing that we're getting at the time is on R&B is "You Are My Lady." And I love that song by Freddie Jackson. You're everything I need and more. That's fine. I love it. You know, we getting shit. We getting Shalimar. You know, get ready tonight. We getting all that shit. Fun music. But we wasn't getting the messages. Because every time white folks touch our shit, they take the messages out of the music. So when you go around and watch a song like this, you get to the end of a song like Dope Man. This motherfucker is talking about where you gonna end up if you do that, if you own that dope shit. It wasn't glorifying the dope man. This whole song is clowning the dope man. That's what this song is talking about. It's a message talking about what's going on the streets, but it's also clowning the dope man. We had songs like this with Death Certificate. If you ask me, Death Certificate is like one of the top 5 albums ever written right here. Most of you niggas go right to No Vaseline. If you ask me, No Vaseline is the weakest song on this album. You go to songs like Us. This is what hip hop was doing when we touched. This was where hip hop was when it was ours. Could you tell us who released our animal instinct? Got the white man sitting there tickled pink, laughing at us on the avenue, busting caps at each other after having brew. We can't enjoy ourselves, too busy jealous of each other's wealth. But coming up is just in me. But the black community is full of envy. Too much backstabbing while I look up and see all the Japs grabbing. Every vacant lot in my neighborhood, build a store and sell their goods. What? This is what hip hop was when it was ours, nigga. This is what it was when it was ours. We was talking about sexy red types. That's what hip hop was. Ice Cube was telling us to be true to the game. Ice Cube warned us that Drake was coming.
As soon as y'all get some dough.
You want to put a white bitch on your elbow. Whoo! Didn't this happen to LeBron the other day? I mean, a couple years ago, when he came to LA? Yeah, and Reggie Miller? Yeah. That's what happens. This is what happened in hip hop. You had songs when it was ours. This is when hip hop was ours. You had that. This was the message in our music. But in '93, the shit changed. And it started to change slowly, until we got to where we are right now. It's been a slow degradation. Because in the early 90s, either it was a black label like Def Jam was still black. You know what I mean? You had Ruthless. Jerry Heller didn't really give a damn. But you had Priority. Both when they did release music that was on the hip hop side, they for the most part left it alone. Because at the time, hip hop artists could sell just as much out their trunk here on the West Coast. So in the South, you know what I mean? And so being a part of a major, they didn't need a major back then. So that's what music was. That's what it was. You had X-Clan. You had X-Clan back in the day. And what the fuck they was talking about. Where's to the east? You had X-Clan, you had all kind of artists back then. You had Brand Nubian, you had, I mean, you go down the list. Even the most Gangster of Artists had some shit where they said some real stuff back then. That's what it was when I was our music. But every time they touch our shit, whether it be jazz, R&B, country, they bastardize it. They bastardize it. And this is why I say they. This is why I say they. Because people always want to say, well, are you going to blame? Yes, because these are the people that distribute the music. They distribute the music. The record label is the one that decides what gets put out and what doesn't. The record labels are the ones that decide what gets pushed. So if they're the ones who control the budget of what gets pushed, what music they get behind and make and push and make popular, and what doesn't get popular, do they not belong? Do they not deserve blame for when they put out fucked up music? I'm just asking. That's something else. I'm looking for the thumbnail for this. I don't know where my thumbnail is, but I'll put another one up. But so let's go further into what he's saying. Let's go further into what Malcolm Jamal Warner is saying, and then we're going to stop it and then go further. Not there. No. God damn it, no. I see what I'm doing wrong. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let's go further.
Expound.
When you listen to the hip hop that gets the exposure, right? Conscious hip hop isn't getting exposure. The messages in hip hop that get the exposure are misogyny, murder, mayhem, and disrespect of fellow black people.
Okay, let's go there. That's a heavy statement he just made right there. That's what gets pushed. Misogyny, mayhem. You know what I'm going to put in that? When he's talking about misogyny, do you know who some of the most misogynist artists out there? Sexy Red, Cardi B. This is misogynist music right here, boy. Oh, DeJuan, what do you mean this is misogyny? Well, these are women who get their music written by men. They don't write this stuff. All of that stuff to where they're twerking and all this bullshit. The dancing is them, but the lyrics ain't. They got men writing that shit to purposely make y'all, when black women, look trash. That's what this is about. This is who they push to the front. You had Megan Thee Stallion dancing for the president, vice president yesterday. They sending Cardi B and Sexy Red, Ugly Red to schools. When they talk about all that stuff, I know the definition of misogyny, but they got men. When it comes to the women with the so-called women's empowerment, they got the women, the main ones performing it in music written by men. The reason why I put this under the misogyny category is they got the women falling right the fuck for it. They just put misogyny in the form of a woman, and women be like, hey, women are taking over, hey. I saw so, and there's a lady who I generally have respect for. I ain't gonna say her name. But I saw her put out a tweet, and it said that, with Sexy Red and Cardi B and all these women, Megan Thee Stallion, with them taking over, it's showing that women's empowerment is really coming into fruition. The men are just jealous because we can't stop the women. I was like, dummy, do you know that that's all men? Those are all men writing that shit. The men are getting paid the most. And then men are getting paid to make you women look bad. Why would you empower that? But they know there's a lot of women out there who've heard men say all these negative things about women all those years in rap. And now they're just ready for it. But it'd be different if what y'all heard was these women's actual lyrics. Their actual experience. That ain't what you're getting. You're getting what a bunch of niggas think women want to hear. And on top of that, they go around and they put these messages out there. We'll get into the race point. Chat room, calm down. I ain't looked at the chat room about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Chat room, calm down. We'll get to it. We'll get to the fact that most of these people in mainstream hip hop ain't Black American. Chill. We'll get there. 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 I'm only reading super chats today because my mind is focused on getting this message out. But that's what's going on. That's what's going on right now. Let me see here. Let's see here. Let me see here. Oh, let me see here. I just got a message. See if I play this on the show. One second. One second, y'all. I've got an important message. Excuse me. Sorry about that, y'all. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Man. My man Joseph Leonberg just got a new album. He got a new album dropping. My man Joseph Leonberg just sent me. I ain't gonna play it now because he didn't give me the permission. But sorry about that, y'all. I had to stop. One of the songs I played the drums on just got sent to me. A song that I played the drums on a couple months ago in the studio. Let me see here. Let me make sure. Cool. All right, yeah, I can't play it. But you know, one of the songs I'm gonna play it for y'all when I do my music show later on. I was in the studio a couple months ago on the drums, and I just got that track sent to me, so I can't wait to hear it. Anyway, back to what we talking about. I got a Cash App. Got a Cash App. Let me read that. And thank y'all for sending the Cash App. Williams, I appreciate the Cash App. Vinny Williams Sr., I much appreciate it. Always, man. Thanks for the love. And Sean, man, thanks for appreciate the Cash App. So let's go further into it. Because like the race part, them not being Black American, you guys are right. Not Sexy Red is Black American, but Cardi B ain't. Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, these people are from other places. Megan Thee Stallion, she is Black. These two on the left are most definitely Black American. But the reason why I'm going further than the superficial argument of race is because we still got Black Americans that are in on the bullshit. I'm not about to sit here and act like Black Americans are just innocent and it's only the tethers doing this stuff. Now, is more immigrant Black people doing this stuff than American Black people doing this bullshit? That's true. But I'm not going to sit here and act like American Blacks are innocent. No, the fuck we ain't. We got to check all these motherfuckers. The American-born Blacks and the non-American-born Blacks. You don't get a pass just because you're born in America. Fuck that. But anyway, this is what gets pushed. And you get people, and the reason why it's pushed, I'm playing a little further than we're gonna go to the next point.
Right. That's not all of the hip hop that exists.
Right, but that's what mainly.
That's what gets. Yeah, like you can't have a popular hip hop song without using the N-word.
I hear what you saying now, nigga. I like using me personally when it comes to the word nigga. I like using it and exercising the power of, and you can't. Black people, we ain't gotta be always, oh, we gotta be the no. Exercising power is saying, I say it and you can't. Not around me. Now, what you do around in your home by yourself is up to you. But you can't say it around me. That's power. You don't, oh, I'm not gonna say it, so you don't say it. You think they're gonna stop? Word got too much of a rhythm. But for those black people who don't like the word nigga, y'all got a point too. I'm not here to argue over that word. But he has a point. Even though I'm a strong proponent for the word nigga, Malcolm Jamal Warner still has a good point, because there's still plenty of rap. There's a lot of rap out there that makes good music without using the word, because the word nigga isn't even applicable to the particular subject within the song. You know what I mean? You know, you have certain subject matter that you know, if you rap into a woman, you don't even need the word. The context of the word nigga doesn't even come around, you know? But they got rid of that subject variety in rap, in hip hop. And to point to the people that we always got to point to, because you always want to know, it's the reason why this dickhead's picture's on a thumbnail. That's Lucien Grange, head of Universal Music Group. He is Nicki Minaj. This is Drake. This is Cardi B. Most of your anti-black messages come from him. They come from Lucien Grange, head of Universal Music Group. They come from the head of YouTube Music and Jay-Z's pimp, Leor Cohen. These are the faces of anti-blackness within hip-hop. You have Leor Cohen. You have... you used to have Clive Davis by way of Puffy. You have Clive Davis by way of Puffy. Puffy was Clive Davis's boy. This is your faces of anti-blackness within music. I talk about Puffy, but we always gotta go. Okay, for sure. So I went with Puffy and what's his name? Clive Davis. And there was another person. It's Clive Davis, Leor Cohen, Lucien Grange. Oh, Jimmy Iovine. He's not as... Jimmy Iovine isn't as active as he used to be. He's no longer the gatekeeper he was. From what I hear, he's less active. But when you talk about Dr. Dre, you got to talk about Jimmy Iovine. Because Jimmy Iovine is the one that, he's the one that gave Dr. Dre the power. Jimmy Iovine is the one that Eminem got to listen to his record. Remember, Dr. Dre didn't hear Eminem first. It was Jimmy Iovine. Jimmy Iovine heard him. And Jimmy Iovine marched his tape to Dr. Dre. So these are the real people behind what we're talking about. So when we're talking about the artists, yeah, we can get into a battle. And I do believe in calling out tethers. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm just because I believe in calling black Americans out don't mean you tethers get a pass either. Y'all need to check y'all own. People from other countries check their own coons. We ain't got to. You dig? So until my people from other countries, until you guys' voice get louder than ours on your coons, then our voice is gonna be louder than the motherfucker. So we're not gonna get quiet, in other words. That you just gotta get louder. And when you get to the point to where your voice is louder than ours, we'll fall back. But until then, we calling them motherfuckers out the same way we calling out our homegrown coons. Cause we got plenty of them.
Or calling women horrible names.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like our black music has somehow become anti-black, and it's been so normalized.
It's been so normalized. Black music has most definitely become anti-black. My bad, I thought I had it off. It's gotten so normalized. And again, this is what happens when those faces, when it was us doing our music, it wasn't anti-black. It was uplifted. It was communal. When they did it, when Jimmy Iovine got involved, it changed. When Clive Davidson got involved and made Puffy his do-boy, it changed. When Leo Cohen got in and made Jay-Z his do-boy, it changed. When Lucien Grange got in and he put Drake to the front of it, first Lil Wayne, he's the one that pushed Lil Wayne to the front. And then through Lil Wayne, pushed Drake. And he's the one that pushed Nicki Minaj, Cardi B. We can go down the line. So these are the people who's pushing this anti-black music. It's not us. Remember Sexy Red, or Unsexy Red, her fucking concert didn't sell. A tour, her tour ended. It didn't even get started. What's up, Victor Villain in the chat? Victor says, was the distributors Dinwiddie? Are they enter antitrust territory sooner or later? Also, do you think Kamala is going to get her Drake wake-up call? Yeah, Kamala's going to get it. She's getting hers right now. Thank God for Judge Joe Brown out there. A lot of people trust Judge Joe Brown, and his voice is a lot louder than mine, so I'm glad to see him getting that out there about her. And antitrust, yeah, they've been in antitrust territory, but you got to understand, they work with them people. This is with the permission. You got that whole thing to destroy black music. When we get into my to my series on the destruction of black music, when we get into that series, for those of you on Patreon, man, look, that shit was planned to happen. All right, the record labels the record label's like making money. You dig? That's the record label. The record label could have made a whole lot more money just letting black people be creative. They'd be a lot. They wouldn't have to spend so much money to market these Sexy Red types, these Drake types. Mind you, it's a whole lot of money that went in pushing Drake in front of us all the time. If they went with actual talent, they can have everybody signed and making all the money. But you got to understand that nothing operates in this country without this country's approval. And the reason why they destroyed black music was because black music, when left alone, when it's just our shit, it empowers us. It makes us feel better. It makes us grow. It makes us come together. And if you want to live in a society to where all these black people are subservient slaves, you cannot have music that's going to bring them niggas together. So it's not all the way the record label's making this decision on their own. They'd make a hell of a lot more money just giving black artists and bands a budget and having them go make the music. And they sell it. Why? Because the world fucking loves black music. Even if it doesn't sell in America, it's gonna sell like crazy in Europe, in Australia, in Japan. Man, they love our music in Japan. You get one hit in America, you can work Japan for the next 55 fucking years. Europe, Indonesia, our music sells worldwide, even if it don't hit here. So yeah, they'd come off a lot cheaper just leaving us the fuck alone, let us create. So yeah, they've been in antitrust territory. But the people that will file an antitrust lawsuit are the ones that have them in antitrust territory, you know? It's a lot easier to control 4 or 5 distributors than 30 or 40. See, back in the 70s, you had a lot of means of distribution, a lot of distribution companies. If you couldn't go with Atlantic, you can go with MCA. If you couldn't go with MCA, you can go with Columbia. You had other distribution houses. Now you basically only got 3. If you want to be on the radio, Universal, Warner, Universal Music Group, Warner, and who else? I'm drawing a blank. Sony Music. That's it. And Warner's getting weaker and weaker by the day. Sony not too far. Sony got Michael Jackson. Sony just being propped up by Michael Jackson. Outside of Michael Jackson, Sony, you know, for the most part, like Universal got. Think about it. MCA was one that was in control of Motown. Universal owns MCA, which means they own Motown. Priority Records distributed Death Row Records, Ruthless Records, Aftermath. Well, Universal brought Priority, so they own Death Row, Aftermath, Eminem, all that. So Universal really is the biggest. It could easily be antitrust on Universal, but why would the government sue the people who got them there? They wouldn't do that. Now at some point, if it stops being useful and these other distributors come in and it starts to get too top heavy, if it ever gets to the point where Universal Music Group is too top heavy with music, then you could possibly see an antitrust lawsuit to break it up so business can keep going. But nah. So Malcolm Jamal Warner makes a good point, y'all. Is hip hop anti-black? Hell yeah. The mainstream version of hip hop. Now, the more underground, the independent stuff, nah. That shit's just as black as everything else of all time. You know, that's still black, bliggity black. You know, it's still got good messages. You know, Rhapsody just dropped an album recently. Rakim just dropped an album recently that's dope. Common just dropped a dope album that a dope contemporary style of hip hop. You know what I mean? You got R&B getting dropped. Anderson .Paak's No Worries album. With Knowledge. That album that just dropped in June. Man, it's a lot of good black music out there. Yeah, Snoop owns Death Row now. And Snoop got my man Charlie Burrell out there. He got Charlie. Go look up Charlie Burrell's new album. Charlie Burrell. He got a new album on Death Row. This shit's dope as fuck. I was in the studio when they recorded this shit, man. I just got to hear it. I was like, oh my God, I can't wait for that shit to come out. And it did come out. Let me show it to you. Let me see. This is a song right here. This song by Charlie Burrell. Y'all need to get this. They got straight live. Joseph Lindbergh is a producer. Straight live instrumentation. Those are real strings. It's a real harp, real drums. Hear that? Yeah, it's still good music, and that's Snoop. That's on Death Row. That's on Death Row Records right there. Charlie Burrell. Never Gonna Take Away My Love. Go download that right now on Spotify. Go buy it, the album when it come out. But the song, get that on Spotify. Get that on Apple. So we still making good music, you know? So that's what it comes down to, man. Malcolm Jamal Warner dropped some real game right there, man. But again, we got to know where it comes from. Yes, it is anti-black. And yes, a lot of the people that's like Drake, there are tethers. But we got our homegrowns too, so I don't want to get us off the mission. Fat Joe, their tethers exist, but Sexy Red exists too, and she's our problem. You dig what I'm saying? Megan Thee Stallion exists. She's our problem. You miss the boat when you just keep it on tethers. You got to look at who paying these motherfuckers. Lucy and Grange. All these weirdos. Mind you, Lucy and Grange, this is the guy that was implicated with Puffy, and then all of a sudden his name got taken out the lawsuit. I wonder what happened. So yeah, I want to salute Malcolm Jamal Warner for saying what he had to say. I think we're gonna come back and chat room. Let me know how you feel. I think we're gonna come back and listen to some music tonight. All right. Look, pay attention. What's up, Herbal Intellect? I've been trying to hit you up. I've been trying to hit you up over on a Patreon, my brother. Check the messages. And salute everybody on Patreon. Sunday, we're gonna go further into the destruction of black music. Sunday on Patreon only. Patreon.com/DejuanB. That's all in the description box after we done listening. Patreon.com/DejuanB. We're gonna get into more of that. And then we gonna listen to some music tonight, all right? This nigga said Malcolm Jamal Warner from nah, that's Eddie Winslow is not the Family Matters one is the one that liked them look. He liked that boy. He liked that boy bussy. He liked that. He liked that. That's who Eddie Winslow is the one that liked that. He likes that male. You know, he likes that crossover. If you dig what I'm saying, I ain't about to say the word. The TRA and S's. That's the shit Eddie Winslow pushing. Don't get him confused with Malcolm Jamal Warner. Yeah. I know that nigga. You know who the fuck he is. This nigga just talking shit. You know who that is. You know who the fuck that is. Yeah. But do y'all want to call in? Like, I was about to get off because I ain't about to do no fucking call in because if I'm gonna do this music show later on, I gotta go chill. Yeah. Person number one, if y'all gonna download Mixcloud. If you're on Twitter, you can say download the Mixcloud app to listen to the live version of the show, of the music mixdown. The music mixdown will be, if you can't catch it live, it will be over on Patreon, all right? All right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, check out that new Rakim album. I'm gonna say my man Reggie Edwards in the chat. Yeah. All right, but I'm about to get up out of here. Y'all said y'all hit number one? All right, cool. We're gonna do the live music mixdown in a couple hours. So yeah, I ain't gonna take no calls, cause shit. I gotta go chilling. I gotta go chill if I'm gonna do that. All right. But check in about two and a half hours, all right? Sometime between 7 and 7:30 Pacific time. Sometime, I'm gonna say sometime between 7 and 8 Pacific, we gonna go live with the music, all right? Sometime between 7 and 8 Pacific. It might be 7, might be 8, or any time in between. But I gotta go make a run real quick and do some shit. And we're gonna do the live music mixdown tonight, all right? Thank y'all again for listening. We're gonna do the live. Check out, follow my Twitter, mixcloud.com/DejuanB. All that stuff is in the description bar, all right? Thank y'all again for listening, and understand that when hip hop is anti-black, we ain't the ones putting that shit out. Know who the responsible people are behind the people putting that bullshit out, all right? Thank y'all again for listening. There are no perfect messengers. Only perfect messages for those willing to pick up the game. We out.